Have you ever paused in the middle of your day, maybe during a quiet moment, and just felt a wave of thankfulness wash over you? For most of us, life can be so full of demands, tasks, and distractions that we don't often take the time to feel genuinely grateful. But what if I told you that gratitude has the power to transform your life in profound ways? Today, we're going to explore 4 powerful reasons why embracing gratitude can bring a deep sense of peace, fulfillment, and even clarity in your daily experience. Before we dive into those 4 reasons, take a second to think about this. What would happen if you lived each day not focusing on what you lack, but on what you already have? Think about how this one shift could impact your perspective. Imagine how it could transform your relationships, your work, and even the way you see yourself. That's the beauty of gratitude. It allows you to stop, to breathe, and to fully engage with the present moment. It's a practice that can elevate your life in ways you might not have imagined. The first reason to be grateful is that gratitude shifts your attention. Have you noticed how much time we spend thinking about what's missing in our lives? Maybe it's something as small as an item we wish we had, or something bigger like a job, a relationship, or even peace of mind. This mindset of scarcity, of always looking at what's wrong or what's lacking, can become all-consuming. It creates a constant state of dissatisfaction, where we feel like nothing is ever enough. But when we practice gratitude, we begin to shift our focus. Instead of zeroing in on the negatives, we start noticing the positives. This doesn't mean that we ignore the difficulties we face. Instead, it means we choose to see the full picture, including the blessings that are often hidden in plain sight. Think about it. How often do you stop to appreciate the simple things? The sunlight filtering through your window in the morning, the laughter of a loved one, or even the fact that you woke up to another day. These moments of gratitude are often overshadowed by our preoccupation with what's wrong. But when we consciously decide to shift our attention to what's already good in our lives, we change our mental landscape. Suddenly, we're not dwelling on the challenges or setbacks as much, because we've made space in our minds to acknowledge the abundance that already exists. And this shift in attention can have a ripple effect, influencing how we approach our work, our relationships, and even our sense of self-worth. The second reason to embrace gratitude is that it deepens your connection to others. Think about your relationships, whether it's with family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers. Expressing gratitude can transform how you relate to people. Too often, we take for granted the kindness or support of those around us. We get used to the idea that people are just doing their job or fulfilling their role, and we forget to acknowledge But when you take the time to express genuine appreciation for someone, whether it's for something small, like making you a cup of coffee, or something big, like offering you emotional support during a tough time, you not only make them feel valued, you also strengthen your bond with them. It's interesting how gratitude works in relationships. When you thank someone, you're not only acknowledging their effort, but you're also recognizing their presence in your life. This can create a ripple effect. When someone feels appreciated, they are more likely to respond with kindness and generosity, and that energy spreads. Think about the last time someone genuinely thanked you. It probably made you feel good and maybe even motivated you to do something kind for someone else. This is how gratitude deepens our connections. It fosters a sense of shared goodwill. Imagine how this practice of gratitude could transform not only your personal relationships, but also your professional ones. In the workplace, expressing appreciation can boost morale, increase teamwork, and create a positive environment. It reminds people that their efforts are seen and valued, and it builds a culture of mutual respect. Beyond that, gratitude reminds us that we are not alone, that we are interconnected, and that we all rely on each other in some way. By recognizing the efforts of others and expressing gratitude, we acknowledge the importance of these connections in our lives. The third reason to practice gratitude is that it fosters resilience. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much we try to control our circumstances, there will always be unexpected challenges, whether it's a personal setback, a professional disappointment, or even a global crisis. During tough times, it's easy to get caught up in a cycle of negativity, feeling as though everything is going wrong. But here's the thing. Gratitude doesn't deny the reality of pain or difficulty, but it does help us see that, even in the midst of suffering, there is still something to be thankful for. When we practice gratitude in difficult times, we tap into a well of inner strength. We remind ourselves that, no matter how tough things get, there are still sources of comfort, beauty, and support in our lives. Maybe it's the people who stand by us during a hard time, or maybe it's the simple fact that we have survived tough times before and are capable of doing so again. Gratitude helps us build resilience by shifting our focus from what we've lost to what we still have. It encourages us to see ourselves not as victims of circumstance, but as individuals with the power to find meaning and growth, even in hardship. In fact, many people who have faced significant adversity, whether it's illness, loss, or trauma, often talk about how gratitude helped them through their darkest moments. They speak of how, despite the pain, they were able to find solace in small, simple things: the love of a friend, the warmth of the sun, or even the strength to face another day. This is the power of gratitude. It doesn't erase hardship, but it gives us the perspective and strength we need to endure and eventually heal. The final reason to be grateful is that it brings you into the present moment. So much of our mental energy is spent worrying about the future or ruminating on the past. We think about what could go wrong or what we wish we had done differently. But when we practice gratitude, we are invited into the present. Gratitude requires us to stop and notice what's happening right now. It asks us to look at the meal in front of us, to listen to the laughter of a child, to feel the breeze on our skin, and to appreciate these moments for what they are. When we are fully present, we realize that this moment, right here, right now, is enough. We don't need to be somewhere else, doing something different, or having something more. Gratitude grounds us in the here and now, reminding us that life is not something to be lived in the distant future or regretted in the past. Life is happening now, and there is always something in this moment to appreciate. This present-focused mindset has profound effects on our mental well-being. When we are not constantly projecting into the future or dwelling on the past, we free ourselves from the cycles of worry and regret. Gratitude gives us a sense of completeness. It tells us that in this moment, we have enough, we are enough, and everything is as it should be. To sum it all up, gratitude is far more than just saying thank you or feeling good for a fleeting moment. It's a way of seeing the world that can radically improve your quality of life. First, it shifts your attention, allowing you to focus on what's good, even when life is hard. Second, it deepens your connection to others, creating stronger, more meaningful relationships. Third, it builds resilience, helping you navigate life's challenges with greater strength and grace. And finally, gratitude grounds you in the present moment, freeing you from the mental traps of future worry and past regret. So how can you begin incorporating more gratitude into your daily life? It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Start small. Take a few moments each day to reflect on something, anything that you appreciate. It could be as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face, the sound of laughter, or the kindness of a friend. You might even try writing these thoughts down. Over time, you'll notice that gratitude isn't just something you practice, it becomes part of who you are. And when that happens, you'll find that the world begins to reflect that same sense of abundance back to you. Gratitude is one of those practices that, once embraced, can open up new dimensions of joy and contentment in life. It helps you step outside the cycles of worry, stress, and dissatisfaction and offers a path to inner peace. When we live with a sense of thankfulness for what we have, we cultivate a heart that is open, content, and ready to receive the fullness of life. It's not about waiting for something to happen to be grateful. It's about realizing that gratitude is available to you in every moment, just waiting to be noticed.